By way of example, St. John's wort is a very common supplement. And yet there's so many people who report adverse reactions to this, and it does interact with medications like antibiotics, like antiretrovirals, like medications that you actually need. It will decrease the effectiveness of them. And so people don't talk about
And
it.
psychotropic drugs too.
Yes, and people think this is a natural way to treat a number of symptoms, including depression. And that's something that drives me crazy too, is the claims of a lot of these supplement companies saying something is all natural. I don't even know what that means anymore, because there has been this growing stigma of, I don't want medications, I want to do it the natural way, but they don't realize that the natural way is causing them sometimes more harmful effects than the medications.
And I would go a step further, and that is, I'm not averse to all supplements by any means, but if you go to your doctor, it's not enough any longer to say, well, I take St. John's wort, or I take this particular supplement. You need to have the actual brand, and in some cases, the actual bottle, because you could say, I'm taking B12, but the truth is, because it's completely unregulated, there may be no B12 in the bottle you're taking. There could be some contaminant that could cause problems. Joining us today is clinical psychologist and attorney, Dr. Lisa Strohman. What do you need to prove in a case like this?
So generally what you do is you'll go to your attorney and they'll show the physical pre-body, like she's obviously super fit and she's taking care of herself, that she's been on the supplement. So the physical, and then the most important part is also the emotional part. I think that, there's been parts where she's brought to tears. I had a conversation with my daughter who's 12 and super athletic, and we talked about the emotional issues that she will be facing for the rest of her life. And Emily, from a standpoint as a mom and somebody who started the conversation, my 12-year-old said, if anything ever happens to me, I want to donate my organs, Mom, because this young lady is alive for it. So I think that these lawsuits bring apart, not just the manufacturers and bringing them to task for false advertising. We're on an honor system with our supplements, right? They're regulated as a food, right? So only if they come up and there's a problem do we actually come in, and these lawsuits are what changes the laws and the parts of how we create better supplements.
If you know that an approved drug, and let's use a pharmaceutical agent as an example, if it causes fulminant acute hepatic failure and someone needs a transplant, they're going to pay up. But so much of the supplement industry is driven by these fly-by-night companies. They come in, they sell you their supplements online. They are able to somehow get their supplement on a shelf, but no one really knows what's in it. We don't find out until later that they cause damage, and then whoever made those supplements, they're gone. And, we don't have any money to pay a judgment. To me, that's one of the reasons that I think the supplement industry, you don't see the kind of damages sometimes. And I may be wrong here, but it's not as though some of these supplement makers have deep pockets. They're going in, we've had a special on this show where Leslie Marcus, our investigative producer, started a fake supplement company. She called up a couple manufacturers and said, hey, I want this, this, and this in it. They made a label for her, and the next day she could have gone online and sold them.